To discuss further, we're joined by IFP spokesperson Mkhuleko Hlengwa. Mr. Hlengwa, thank you for being with us. At the time, I think that you said, the IFP said that Cyril Ramaphosa's explanation to Parliament about the Bosasa donation, first it was to his son, then he said no, it was to his campaign, but he didn't know about it. You said it was suspicious. Does that mean you welcome today's report?
Well, the finding by the public protector really was fair accomplished because we already knew that the matter was in 6th and 9th, given the fact that the president retracted his own initial response to Parliament, and that, of course, raised concern. Our difficulty, however, with the public protector's remedial action is the referral of the issue to the Ethics Committee of Parliament, because technically the president is not a member of Parliament. And so extending now the responsibilities of Parliament on this matter may be irregular. And so we will really need to take that on advice, one as Parliament, and therefore this requires the Speaker to urgently apply her mind with the whips of Parliament in terms of the way forward. There are suggestions for an ad hoc committee. That may be one avenue to look at this matter. But what it further does do is that the call that Prince Mkhuleko has persistently made over the years for the Standing Committee on the Presidency would have been an ideal platform, really, for this matter to have been discussed, because it would have been in a platform which oversees and exercises oversight over the president. Now, that particular vacuum lands us in a very difficult and precarious situation. But what the IFP is adamantly sure of is that Parliament must comply at the very least with the 30 days notice and turnaround time that the public protector has stipulated. But it is now a matter of determining the correct modality, because the public protector herself may have now placed us in a very difficult position, which may grind against the grain of parliamentary process if she says this must be taken out of by the Ethics Committee, which does not have jurisdiction over the president.
All right, so this is interesting. You're saying she's made it difficult because she said not Parliament must deal with this, but specifically the Ethics Committee of Parliament. Does Parliament have to do anything in this 30 days if the President himself challenges this and it goes to court?
Well, that would be preempting the president. What we have before us right now is a report, and the report is anchored in a constitutional court determination and injunction that the findings of the public protector are binding. Therefore, it would be irresponsible to speculate on what the president's course of action would be. What we need to focus on now is for Parliament to fulfill its responsibility, particularly because it was us as Parliament that elected the president, and it is us as Parliament who have been given the responsibility to now deal with this, but also because it was in Parliament where the president actually made the utterances which have now been found to have been misleading and deliberately so by the president. It is common cause now by what the public protector has said that the president was very cooperative in the course of this investigation, and therefore there's no reason why the president would not cooperate with the parliamentary process at this point in time, because we are in the business now of ensuring that we uphold the constitutional and parliamentary integrity of this country after years of it being undermined, and the encroachment into parliamentary spaces and state capture being a permanent feature of our discourse are issues which should raise our eyebrows and strengthen our Parliament, that never again should we be found wanting. You will recall that when the public protector then made findings about Nkandla, that Parliament recklessly and irresponsibly, and particularly the ANC benches, formed an ad hoc committee which sought to reinvestigate a matter that had been brought to finality. So that mistake must not be repeated.
All right.
And that is why we are very cautious about the call of an ad hoc committee, because it may be led to the temptation of redoing the investigation. What we need now is a process to implement what the public protector has said and bring this to a logical legal conclusion.
All right, so the ball in Parliament's court. Thank you very much, IFP spokesperson Mkhuleko Hlengwa. We take a short break. Stay with us.